Okay, next question. What to do about a dog that won't stop sniffing everywhere? In the beginning I thought it was because she's a rescue from Spain, but now I'm starting to think it might be my leadership, or rather lack of that. Okay? You're absolutely right on the second bit, okay? The fact that she's a rescue from Spain does not matter. She's a dog. And the sniffing, if she's on the lead, for example, she's getting you to stop. It's on her terms. So you do what I advise the other person. You know, you move on and then you can turn around and you go back. It's on your terms. If it's off the lead, same thing as I mentioned just now. Call once, then leave. And when the dog comes back, if she didn't come straight away, then you put her on the lead and you're back in control. But implement the 4 and you will be the leader. Okay, next one. I have a great shepherd dog who is living with us from 10 months old. We are the 3rd family to take care of her. Okay, so this is one of those yo-yo dogs Mum talks about, you know. They go to people and they take on the job, whatever job they're given, and if they're given the job of alpha, they do it to the best of their ability, but people may not be able to cope with the behaviour, and so they go away, and so this is the 3rd one. Hopefully, 3rd time's a charm. At a very young age, she had a tough police dog training, and judging by her behaviour, it's very likely that she has been beaten. She had to leave the last owner because she can't be off the lead. Gesture eating, thank, look and isolate, and only going for walks when happy and in control is going pretty good. Fantastic! But when she hears a car or the neighbour's moped, she completely panics and we can't get through to her. Isolation doesn't really calm her down. Also, when she sees rabbits, she loses it. She reacts when I go to her, on her own territory, but not to recall. That is the reason I don't let her off the lead outside. How can I break through her, or in brackets, autism? You know, that's an interesting thing, calling it autism, because somebody on the talk mentioned, was it on the talk or on the course? While I was in Holland, somebody mentioned what I thought about anorexia in dogs. Now, anorexia, as far as I know, I mean, I'm not a medical professional here, but I know that it's more about having control over your own body, especially in a society that, you know, you see the photos, these airbrushed models that look perfect. There's a lot of pressure there. It's not the same pressure for a dog. So autism is just a kind of humanising thing, I think, here. What we can do, though, is when it comes to the car or the moped and she completely panics, if you can't get through to her, then, you know, thanking, yes, if she's panicking she's not going to hear you. Going and having a look is really helpful here. And as she carries on, isolation, you don't have to take hold of her. You know, you can walk back in the house and leave her out until she's stopped reacting. Then when she's quiet and she wants to come back in, you leave her out there for a second longer. Because, I mean, if isolation doesn't really calm her down, it sounds like you've got a dog permanently in a state of, uh-oh, what's going to happen next? So, thank, look, isolate will work, but get the thank and the look in before the isolation. Also, when she sees rabbits, she loses it. Okay. With a dog that reacts to something, and this goes back to the question about the dog that's attacking the other dogs, have your dog on a lead and go somewhere where there may be rabbits and do some stop, start, change direction. See how she reacts. If she loses it completely, just stop, stand where you are, don't make a sound, don't do anything until she calms down, and then carry on. What you're showing her is you are the decision maker. And the last bit, she reacts when I go up to her. Yes, because you're going up to her into her personal space, maybe without permission. That's going to confuse her, because remember, the key to this is the dog must come to you. And so when you say not to recall, I'm imagining that when you call her, she doesn't come to you. So what you can do is, before you get her off the lead outside, do some recall work in the house or in the garden, so that you get the rules of the way that you should interact with her in your head and in hers. So basically it's, did I ask you to come to me, and did you come to me? And use a treat that's, to start off with, give her an extra reason to do it. But once you feel that she's getting it in the house or in the garden, then you may feel you want to let her off the lead outside. But don't do it before. All right? Remain happy and in control. Well, that's actually all the questions, so hopefully that's made sense. It's made sense to me. I haven't gone through them too quickly for you. A couple of questions there you see. This is what happens on a talk a lot of the times, is it's the same question in principle comes up. That's why we can give a big answer for most people, because if you just, for example, change the word other dogs with rabbit, with moped, you kind of get the same pattern. But that's because dogs are not complicated animals, and human beings will always think, but my dog's different. And yes, they're all individuals. I mean, my 2 English Springers are, different from each other, but they are dogs with the same language, the same rules, and the same instincts. Okay, well that's all from me. If you want any more information, remember you can go to www.janfennellthedog.listener.com, or if you want to see my blog where I usually put up some stuff which is funny, entertaining and makes you think, then that's www.tony-knight.co.uk. My name's Tony Knight. Thanks for listening.